4 of the Eugene Regional. Participants for the Wildcats, number 16, Casey Hintz, head coach Chip Hale, and number 24, Mason White. We will take an opening statement from the head coach and then take your questions. You can go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, thank you. Obviously, the bats came out today, a little more than yesterday, so really good at bats, and I thought, the key to the game was obviously scoring the runs, but Casey coming in and quiet everything down. I think they did a really good job against Raul. He wasn't as pinpoint as he usually is, and they were, as we knew, they were going to take some hit batsmen, which they did, and got guys on base and scored them. So Casey coming in and quieting down that was huge for us, and obviously Mason just, 3 home runs in a game. I've never even done that.
Questions on the left?
Yeah, Chip, in a park like this that is smaller, Mason had made a comment the other day that it plays to your advantage because you guys are used to not having to rely on the home run and that you can hit these balls that aren't going to be a home run at home, but here they are. Do you think that you were able to take advantage of that tonight?
Was that for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we actually talked about it before we left the hotel, and just to, get our best swing off. Hit low, hard contact, and that's the problem. Sometimes people think you're trying to hit the ball in the air. They're not. They're trying to hit low line drives, and they end up going a long way.
Mason, what does it mean to you to join, I think, 8 others in having hit 3 home runs in a game in an Arizona uniform?
I mean, it's really cool. We saw the wind when we got here. We saw BP, and then nothing changed. We just hit like how we hit. And you see at High Corbett, it really doesn't help out with the wind blowing in. It's really big, but when we get in a park like this, I think it really shows.
Coach, is this the old Casey, like what you saw today, kind of how he was maybe the first month or 2 of the season?
Yeah, for sure. And he's been working his way back there, and it's been tough. Obviously, we relied so heavily on him on Fridays coming in 4th, 5th inning and finishing games. And it's to get back kind of in that role where he becomes like the second closer for us. It's huge for us, and the big thing is a W. To get in the W, and any way we're going to do it. Like we said, yesterday it was with 2 hits, and today it was a lot more. So any way we can do it.
Two questions for Casey. The first one: what is your mindset or mentality when you come in to a game with the bases loaded and nobody out?
Yeah, I would say, you look at the scoreboard, I think at the time it was 7-2. At that time, it's just get outs. Get ground balls, turn it over play, just minimize what's going on. And so, yeah, it's all you can do is minimize, go pitch by pitch, and just don't let them get more damage than they're already doing.
And as Brian alluded to, you were super effective early in the season, kind of had a mid-season slump, and you've been more like your old self here late in the year. Did you change anything, tweak anything? Any certain pitches working better than they were maybe in the middle of the season?
No, I'll just say staying consistent and being able to trust my stuff. I think in the middle there, I was going around hitters because I was getting hit around, and then I started walking guys, and I think it was just really getting back to what I know I'm best at, and that's throwing strikes, getting ground balls. So I think I just trusting that again helped me out.
Sure. Mason, what is it like when Casey's in that groove and you know that the other guys are just going to beat the ball into the ground?
Yeah, I know it's either going to be a ground ball at me or a strikeout. So it makes my job easy because I know it'll be on the ground somewhere, and that plays well for us.
Coach, I'm imagining that Hilker was not probably the plan until it got a little bit open, but how much did he help by keeping you from having to use anybody else?
Oh, huge. I mean, that was 37 pitches. He could even come back tomorrow, or so it's huge for him. I think confidence-wise, because we're going to need everybody. The farther we go.
And you're in a situation now where you don't know who you're playing, but you have that ability to lose a game. Not that you would want to, but how do you kind of prepare tomorrow, not knowing what's going to happen, like who you even face?
Yeah, well, we'll come over, and obviously we don't even know if we're going to wear white or gray, so we'll bring both uniforms and take BP in the cage and get ready to go. But the mindset will be the same: just play 9 innings best we can and win a baseball game. And if it doesn't work out that way, then we just have to worry about the next day. But we just worry about one out at a time.
For the players, sort of similar question. What is your frame of mind heading into tomorrow, knowing if you win the game, you're going to supers, and you're in an advantageous position because the other teams have to play a game earlier and, they lose once and they're out?
Yeah, I think just stay on the attack. We want to win every game, so go pitch by pitch no matter who we're playing, who's up to bat, who's pitching against us. It doesn't matter. Just go pitch by pitch.
Mission hasn't changed.
Okay. The flip side of the ballpark and the wind and everything is you have to pitch too.
Yes.
And you guys, I think, have allowed only 1 home run so far here. For Casey and for Coach, what is the key to keeping the ball inside the ballpark?
I think it's just Kevin, his pitch calling and just making quality pitches. In and out, up and down, and keeping guys off balance. You're going to have the occasional one that the guy clips, and like yesterday that went over the left field fence. Probably doesn't go out at high Corbett, right? And you just have to live with it. And if a couple go out, so be it.
Yeah, I would just say executing your pitches, trusting what you're throwing.
Mason, were you really going to bunt?
Oh yeah.
There, you were trying to bunt, were you?
Yeah, they were giving it to me. So I mean, if I got a pitch to do it on, of course I was. And then the count kind of dictates that and the score. But 100%. And if the game was closer later in the game when I came back up with the full shift, I absolutely would have done it again.
Sure. Would you have liked to have played in a ballpark like this during your college career?
I don't know if I should answer that or not, but sure.
But you obviously love high Corbett and
Best park ever. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Mason, do you have other than your own, whose home run was the best of the other 5?
Can you name them for me? I'll rethink about it.
First, it was Tommy, and then Brendan, and then Adonis, and then Walton, and then Garen.
Oh man, I have 2. Garen going backside here is just shows how good of a hitter he is. And even though he may not have his best nights every night, but it just shows that he's dangerous whenever he comes to the plate, especially in a park like this. And then Summer going big fly finally, because we've been giving him a lot for hitting the top of the wall, and he's hit a lot of balls that should have gone out or whatever. But now finally getting one, I think it's a cool one for him.
Coach, you talked about how if Walton and Caulfield could just kind of get back to you said middle ground,
Right.
that your lineup could be really dangerous. That kind of happened tonight. How big of a deal is it for them, for their confidence, for your team, that they started coming through
It's huge.
as well?
It's huge because Aaron adds so much on the bases too. And Summer's legs are getting healthy, and Fogel's legs are getting healthy, and so we can do a lot of things other than just hit home runs.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks very much.